So the first thing is rest. You've got to rest. You have to rest, because if you are giving everything you got and you're depleted by the end of the day, at some point you're going to be running at a deficit and you're not at 100%. You're not giving your complete best because everything is empty. You haven't taken the time to recharge, refuel, relax. When you handle things and you're distracted or you're exhausted or you're depleted, you're not giving your 100% best. So the first thing is to get some rest. Set an alarm clock. Here's some practical tips. Set an alarm clock on your phone to start winding down 8:30, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock if you choose, so that you're getting enough rest. And that way you can get up at a decent time, refreshed in the morning. The second thing is to go ahead and lay out whatever clothes or outfit, if that's your thing, just so that you can take that pressure off of what am I wearing today. The third thing is to write down what you want to accomplish the next day. Write down your top 3. Dump everything out of your head. Dump everything into a list. And mark your top 3. These are the most important. These will make the most impact. Or these are just 3 things that I've been putting off that I haven't gotten done that need to be finished before a certain date. Put a deadline. Put a goal date on things. I want to get this done over the next 3 days. And you can make 2 separate lists. What I want to get done for the week, which is your entire list. And then you can make another, break that down into a daily list. So if you got 40 things on your list, break it down to, 3 to 5 things a day, and then circle your top 3. What 3 things will I get finished today? Okay, so now you've got your bedtime alarm set so you can start winding down. And then you've got your outfit picked out for the next day. And number 3, you have your agenda on what you want to get done for the next day. Now, when I was dealing with anxiety, before I started my business, I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work. How I'm going to be able to support myself, pay my rent, pay my car note, pay for utilities, have something to eat, get gas. How am I going to be able to do that? I'm making $50 per massage. How am I going to be able to do that? And how am I going to get customers in to where I can make this $50 consistently multiple times a day, and not have to rely on corporate America or on a part-time job? So once I sat down and crunched the numbers, okay, I need $5,000 a month. I need, $1,000, $1,200 at the time for my rent. I need $400 for my car. I need $100 for my insurance. I need $300 for food. By the time I actually wrote down what were the things that were up here clouding my think space, like, instead of just saying I can't do it, sit down and write the cost, write the vision and make it plain, right? So I wrote down all the things that I was responsible for at the time. And I'm like, okay, this is less than $5,000. Okay, well, let's divide that $5,000 by 4, because that's my weekly budget of what I need to make. And then once I got my weekly budget, I'm like, okay, this is only whatever the number was, $1,200 a week, $1,500 a week, whatever the number was. And then I divided that by the number of days that I wanted to work. So if you guys want to work every single day, which is what I was doing, because I'm like, I just need to get in here and get it. I need to grind and make sure it happens. So I divided that by 7, and I got my daily number of how much I needed to make per day. And that put my mind at so much ease, because I'm like, oh, I can handle that. I eventually went back and took that number of 5,000, divided that by 4, the number of weeks in a month, and then I divided it by 4. Now, it took me a year and a half to go down to a 4-day work week, because I'm like, I just want to make sure I'm good, because the economy is economing in. So I waited to make sure that I was stable, had a good, consistent client base. A lot of my clients would get free marketing and advertising on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. All of that's free. We don't have to pay all of these commercial advertising prices anymore. So you can really you can really do all of the marketing that you want to do in as much and with as much vigor as you want, right? So I decided I was going to do a 4-day work week. And once I did the 4-day work week, I'm like, oh, I just need to make this amount per day. Instead of working the whole 7 days, I could just work the 4 days and make this amount. And I think it was only a bump of, I don't know, $50, $60 extra a day. So I'm like, oh, I could charge, an extra $20 for this service, an extra $30 for that service, or ask people if they want to add time in, or a special type of oil, or if they wanted to add a certain perk to the session, like, okay, you want, a special type of aromatherapy or whatever it was, having wine when you first come in. There were several different options that I kind of added to it. And then I stopped just doing an hour. I started doing 90-minute sessions. That was an automatic extra, $25 to $30 at the time. Now it's at $75 extra. But you just find creative ways. Once you put your mind on doing things differently and you have a goal and a purpose in mind on what you want to do, then the answers just, God just, he does his thing. Like, he starts to send the people, he starts to send the resources, the ideas, the inventions, the protocol that you need in order to make that happen. So I ended up going down to a 4-day work week. So anyway, like I said, you want to make sure that you're resting. And those are some of the ways that you can rest. You can take some of this stuff off of your plate so you're not doing so much at one time, trying to do it all. Do some of this pre-work in the beginning. Do some of the pre-work of getting your outfit done, going to bed so you can rest and be with a full cup before you go out here and try and run off of fumes. Like, you got to rest. So set your bedtime alarm on your phone. And you can set that for every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Or you can set it for the special days like Monday, Wednesday, whatever you're going to do. Set that alarm, pick out your outfit, write down your top 3. And don't tell yourself, I got to get this full list of 10 things or 40 things done. No. For that day, your top 3 or 5 things. If they're small things, you may be able to eke out 5. But if they are sizable things, like something that's going to take your energy, like me calling the credit bureaus to start working on certain numbers and certain business phone calls that I had to make, I knew that was going to take a lot out of me. I knew it was going to take a lot for me to be on the phone with them, wait, answer the questions, try not to get frustrated, to submit documentation. I knew that I maybe had 1 or 2 of those calls in me, and then I'd have to be done for the day. So whatever it was that was small, I would get that out the way. I would make sure that I made those phone calls earlier. But even if I couldn't get to the phone calls early, it's on my list. So I can't go to bed till I do it. And I know these places close at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So you kind of put a deadline on yourself so that you're not just like wasting time or allowing things to pile up because you didn't get your list done. Don't beat yourself up if you don't get the list done. But I'm just saying, if you put it on there that this has to be done today, subconsciously, you will push yourself there. So the first thing is rest. I know there was an extensive list. We got 2 more. The second thing is to refresh. Refresh meaning a lot of us are having, you and I are having these issues. And if you're watching this video, it's probably because you haven't really talked to someone about just how tired and exhausted, overwhelmed, sad, feeling low, feeling heavy you are. You haven't talked to anybody about it. So you're trying to find ways, and I applaud you, of doing this on your own and of, fixing your situation without having to go and seek any additional help. Or sometimes we feel like we're whining and complaining. No, we need to talk to somebody. We need to get around people and be in community. Even if you don't tell them anything, it's just good to be around people. Those are the 2 things that kind of helped me as well. Just kind of getting out of my own head, and being around other people that were happy and in a place that I wanted to be in. Like, they're happy, they're excited, they're having fun, they're enjoying life, they're out doing things. Let me be around those type of people. But anyway, refresh is number 2. Rest, number 1. Refresh, number 2, is a lot of things that we're eating and taking in are causing us the mental anguish, the fatigue, the breakdown and pains in our body, our inability to rest and actually get any sleep, to think at our highest level. The food. So refresh meaning anything that's fresh, anything that comes from the garden, off of a tree, off of a vine, that doesn't need to be cooked or manipulated or preserved, would be a great place to start. Like you don't want to go in with the things that have all the extra preservatives and stuff in it. Anything in a box on the shelf probably ain't the play. And I'm saying probably because I don't want to like incite anybody to be, in a state of defense, like, oh, I gotta have my whatever it is. If you eat what comes from the land has a way of producing in your body fresh cells. It eliminates and gets rid of certain things. If you're doing the herbs are put here to heal and to restore the body, because we've put so much junk in, you got to balance it out. Like your leafy greens, your antioxidants, things like raspberries and blueberries, melons if you're in the summertime. Now, we have fruit all year long here in Texas because it stays hot for a very long time. And they've started to manufacture certain things, and, you have to go with what we have, the best of what we have. The difference between organic and normal, what they call regular produce and not organic, is that the organic does not have the pesticides and all the extra chemicals and stuff on it. If you get something from the produce section that's not labeled organic, a lot of times they've sprayed pesticides on it. Start where you want to start, wash it, do your best, pray over it. But a lot of times those pesticides have gotten inside and underneath the top layer of skin and actually gone into the meat of the fruit. So just be aware of that. So if you're going to eat it, pray over it. Go to a farmer's market would be my suggestion. So you get the stuff straight farm to table. You're getting it directly out of the ground and not having to go through that process of what the corporations are requiring these farmers that are you call it, these accounts that I want to call them corporatized, but I'm sure that's not the word. The farmers that have gone to these corporate companies in order to sell, and they're required to spray their stuff with pesticides to get rid of the bugs and that kind of thing. And I'm sure it started out with a good purpose, but at the end of the day, it's altering the fruit. And but anyway, grab the fruit that you can afford. Such a beautiful woman. Look at this outfit. Yeah, you look so pretty. And the stockings, the shoe, everything. Yeah, you too. Wow, she's cute. So buy the fruit that you can afford. A lot of times it's finding your local farmer's market. If you can't get to a farmer's market, then just, Aldi, Kroger, Tom Thumb, whatever the Winco, whatever the food sources are around you, go for the fresh stuff. And it's normally right in the front of the store. It is the produce, it's the fruits, it's the vegetables, it's the herbs, it's the rosemary, it's the leafy greens, all the stuff, all of the colors. Like you want to try to get as many colors in your day as you can. The yellow, the orange, the green, the purple, the blues, the reds. Try to get as much of a mix, and even if you can't do that, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Eat an apple, eat a banana for potassium to help keep your joints and help keep the muscles healthy, because a lot of times that lactic acid will build up, toxins will build up in the muscle, and that's what makes you sore when you're trying to walk like I'm doing. Doing a lot of walking, 10 to 20,000 steps, depending on what I got going on for the day. So eat fresh. Eat something that's live. Don't eat so many dead things. Eat live food. And that includes, just for now, because we're trying to jumpstart, right? That includes getting rid of dairy. See, you got all this great fresh fruit, but you're surrounded with food that's meant for baby cows. That's not human food. And I know that, and I've known that for a while, and I've taught that for a while, but I kind of slip back because you get so used to these patterns, and you slip back into behaviors because of nostalgia and because you've developed a taste for it. So now you want the sweet, cold, whatever it is, as opposed to just going for, hi, as opposed to going for the fresh stuff, right? So if you have it in you, and if you want a true fresh start and to truly refresh, get rid of the yogurt, the ice cream, the cheese, the milk. Those things will cause mucus to surround your organs and surround your joints, becomes arthritis, becomes mental fog, becomes insomnia, becomes phlegm, becomes pneumonia, becomes, like I could go on and on and on, the things that dairy will do to our bodies because we're consuming something that is made for an animal to feed its baby. And then we find all of these cute ways. Look at this fountain, y'all. I'm in Clyde Warren Park. We find all of these cute ways to make it edible because no one's going up to a cow and sucking directly off his teeth to feed themselves and to nurture themselves. I remember back in the day, we used to go to farms. My uncle even had a farm and he had cows and things like that. But my dad would take us to these farms, and the farms had cows, and then we got the opportunity to go up to a cow, sit on a little stool, and put a little pail underneath him and sit down and like try to milk his teats or her teats. Y'all, the milk that went into that pail, it had all kind of crust and scabs and mucousy like film and stuff that they had to go in and like strain it and get all of that grossness off of the bottom of the cow's titties. Y'all, and then they package it and that's what pasteurized means. It means that they heated it up to get all of the parasites and all of the wee beasties or the amoebas and all the other stuff that comes into eating from a cow, eating from an animal. And they pasteurize it and then they strain it, heat it up, put it in a jar and put a label on it and make it look nice and presentable. But if you get to see what it actually looks like when it comes directly from the cow, how thick and disgusting and clumped and scabbed up and scaled up and pussy, like you don't want that first part of when it comes out. It's disgusting. It's made for animals. I don't even know why they sell it to us. The more I'm talking about it, the closer I'm getting back to vegan, which I was for very many years. Stress caused me to grab a thing or two, and then suddenly I was back on the dairy. But as I'm talking to myself, like I used to talk to my clients, I'm like, why did I even do that? Why am I playing myself like this? Anyway, that's going to be a major game changer, even if just for a couple of weeks, even if just for a month, and you see the difference in your skin. Like even if I have a slice of pizza or a bowl of ice cream, because I used to love ice cream. I've kind of gotten off of that for the most part. Like I didn't have ice cream for 8 years. But then I got back into it because I'm like, oh, I want to try that and the gelato and this and that. But y'all, the back of my hands, the back of my legs started to tell the story. They started to react to having dairy in my system after not having dairy for so many years. And I had to go to a dermatologist, which is a skin doctor, and have them prescribe me ointment to put on the backs of my hands and the back of my leg because the dairy in my system was revolting against my skin. I mean, itchy, dry patches, rashes, and if I can find any of those pictures, I will patch them in to show you that what I'm telling you is not for play. Like, honestly, it did a number on my skin, and I just thought, why would I force myself? Because I'm addicted. I hope this one is not doing too much so you guys can still hear me. But this is a beautiful spot, and I found some shade, and I wanted to stop here and talk. So refresh your fruits and vegetables. Not telling you to only have the fruits and vegetables, but that's a quick jump start. Do more fruits and vegetables than you do anything else. You can, for the fruit, you can do smoothies in the morning. My favorite smoothie, for those of you who are taking notes, is to have a half a blender full of fresh baby spinach. And sometimes I have it frozen and sometimes it's fresh. If it's getting to a point to where it's about to go bad, I'll freeze it so I don't lose that money that I spent on the produce. But a half a blender of frozen spinach or fresh spinach. And then after that, I put in 1 banana for my potassium. So I got my leafy green, my potassium, and then I pour maybe like a cup of orange juice in there, and then some ice cubes. And that's my green smoothie for the day. So I've got my vegetables in, I've gotten my potassium in, and I've gotten a little bit of vitamin C without overdoing it. You can add water if you don't want to do that. Stay away from the milk. Smoothie doesn't have to mean milk, doesn't have to mean dairy, so you can skip that. Other than that, just eat the apple in the morning. That way you know you got something fresh in. And then for the afternoon, you can have your heavier meal and let that be maybe a huge salad with maybe some fish or whatever your choice of protein is on the side. If you have to have protein, do that. And then, have you some nuts and some berries or whatever for snacks in between. I used to do like almond bars in the middle for snacks until I could get myself weaned off of the sweets and get myself weaned off of having to have chips and pancakes and stuff like that all the time. And then in the evening, you can go in with, a soup or, whatever meal that you want to have. The main thing is getting rid of the dairy and having more fruits and vegetables. So that's your refresh, because your skin and your joints, your body, your mindset, your mental clarity, all of that will get a major boost, and you'll feel so much better the next day knowing that you did something healthy for your body. It makes a huge difference in how you think, how you sleep, how you interact with other people, your mood. All of that is affected by your intake. Thirdly is recharge. In order to recharge, let me show y'all something different. I don't know if you like that better or not, but maybe that's better for the winds. We'll know in post-production if it worked out. Recharge meaning you want something that's going to make you feel like your day has been worth living. Your day has been worth living. That for me ended up being, let me go out and hear some live music. Let me go support a friend. Let me go to a comedy show, to be around other people again, and to, take my mind off of what I was dealing with, because I'm so in my head about what is my next step, what is my next step, why am I not sleeping, why do I feel this way, why am I so heavy, why is the family going this way, what is my role, I should be doing more to help more people. Like, all of that gets stacked inside, and suddenly you're not doing any of the fun things that make life worth the time that the effort that you're putting in. Like, yeah, you're just waking up and you're just existing at this point. So, and I can feel there's so much wind. I hope that y'all can still hear me. But yeah, the comedy show, going to live music, listening to certain music will put you in a space. Don't do it. That old, whoa, my baby left me, my pet is dead. Don't listen to that music. Find you something happy, if that's Pharrell, if that's Kendrick Lamar, if that is I can't really listen to Jasmine Sullivan when I love her. I love Jasmine Sullivan. But certain of her songs make me feel like, God, my life. So maybe find the happiest music. It's a good day to have a good day, because I'm happy. Even some of, what's his name? Whoever your artists are. I'm thinking of, I can't think of his name right now. From the Goody Mob. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He's very creative and very animated. I can't think of his name. That's crazy. But I can think of Goody Mob. Anyway, whoever your Christian music, if that's your thing, but get grateful. Read your scripture. Read your motivational whatever. Motiversity is one of my other favorite channels to watch. Like, they'll get you together. E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher, Lewis Howell, the Diary of a CEO. Like, a lot of those channels will help get you to where you need to be and kind of get you on the right path. Myron Golden, like, I love listening to his content because, again, he's animated, he's intelligent, he's mature, he's got great advice, it's biblically based. I love listening to Myron Golden. So all of those things kind of help me see, okay, there's more going on than what the little petty things that I'm obsessing about and worried over. Not necessarily that my concerns are not true concerns, but in the grand scheme of things, what am I really, like, there's other stuff going on in the world, and there are people that are actually out here winning and succeeding in life, not just in finances, but life. They're happy, they're fulfilled, they're at peace. Like, that's where we're trying to get to. So recharge yourself. I find that if I get up and get my workout in, like first part of the day, then I get all of those endorphins and all of that serotonin starts like building up at the top of the day, so I can kind of ride that coaster through my day to get the energy to get other things done. And I get the pat on the back, and the good feeling of I accomplished something and I kept my word to myself. So I try to get that done first thing in the day. That recharges me. If I'm feeling particularly low, then I'm gonna have that piece of fruit to kind of wake up my system first thing in the morning. Have that piece of fruit, if that's an apple, if that's a banana, if that's a handful of berries and some walnuts, whatever it's gonna be, I'll do that. And if I can't get there, I just get up and start moving. Like, if y'all seen any part of this channel, I'll get up and I'll work out in my bedclothes, because I'm like, if I have to sit here and obsess over how tight this pair of pants are, this shoe is, or like, I'm not gonna do it. It only takes me 5 seconds to talk myself out of whatever I'm trying to get up and get accomplished. So let me just alleviate that and just start working right here. Here's the weights, they're right here in my face. Let me go for my workouts. The other thing is music. Music is an amazing hack to recharge. Listen to your music, dance, move with it. If you're watching YouTube and an exercise video comes up, try to do the moves with the video. Movement creates flow. Movement creates energy. Energy creates flow. And then everything else kind of rides that current of goodness, of good vibes. So they seem like very, very simple things, but they will make an absolute difference. So rest, refresh, recharge. Those are your 3 to get you started. And then we can start tackling some of the other larger things. But that has absolutely helped me in this last 7 or 8 days, just getting back to basics. You get so busy living and going through the hamster wheel that you forget like the foundational things that got you the successes that you got in the first place. Whether that success just be happy, be able to sleep at night and have an appetite that's normal, not overeating and not eating. Like my sister and I were talking about, she's like, I don't even have an appetite. I lost my appetite. I don't feel like eating. I don't feel like doing anything fun. Like going out to dance has been something that she loved to do, hadn't been doing that. It's like you forget the basic things that make you happy and make your day worthwhile. So do some of those things for you. Don't give everything you got to corporate America. Don't give everything you got to strangers and your family or your neighbors, or to, I hate to say, the church. A lot of us are burying ourselves in service, and then we're burning out. We're burning out. So you guys, I hope that this will help you. It's went a little bit longer than I had anticipated, but there was so much that I know that has helped me that I want to be able to help you, because I know this is a tough space to be in, and I know it's uncomfortable. Nobody wants to talk about it, and those that are talking about it are coming from a very polished, clinical space of, well, this is what you have to do, and go see a professional, and you can do all those things too. But these are some of the steps that you can do right now immediately. Rest, refresh, eat fresh, and recharge. Whatever that recharge is. For you, it may be gardening. For you, it may be going to the racetrack. For you, like I went to a car show on Sunday in Deep Ellum. I had an amazing time. I hadn't been to a car show in the last year because I've been so busy working. I used to go to car shows all the time living in Las Colinas. They're right up the street from the house, and I would love to just go and see all of the cool little gadgets and paint jobs and decals. And yeah, it was amazing to just go Sunday and see the vintage classic cars. That's also on my page if you guys want to go take a look at that. It's up. But yeah, just find your thing. Fountains and being near water is my other thing. Pray. And if you're a Christian, ask the Holy Spirit to show you, to help you. He's there to comfort and help you. So ask for the help. He's there for he's your personal confidant. You talk to him direct. Holy Spirit, help me. That's all you got. But whatever language you have, Holy Spirit, I need your help. Show me how to get through this day. Show me what things I should be doing. Open the pathway for me. Put the right people of influence around me. Help me influence someone else to be a part of whatever I'm working on, or to just get me through the day. Whatever things you need. Give me the ideas that I need. Talk to God. Talk to the Holy Spirit, and he'll help you. Okay? We got this. You and I, we got it. Have a good day.